The mindset is kind of always the same. It's always like trying to reach perfection while I'm fighting, you know. There's a little bit of an extra motivator there because I definitely hate losing, and I don't know that my soul could take another hit. I don't know if it could take another third loss in a row. So, and my pride and my ego, I don't think it could do that either. So there's an extra motivator there for sure. I want to get back in the winner's circle. The goal is still the same: to fight perfect, to do the best I can, and to make this title run happen again for myself next year.
Do you ever have to tell yourself, Corey, like it's not just two losses, like it's we're talking about the guys, champions, Dillashaw, Jan. I mean, arguably, along with yourself,
Yeah.
two of what the best three or so fighters in the world in that weight class. Do you ever have to tell yourself that, like, I didn't just lose to any scrubs. I lost to champions.
No, I don't really give myself that excuse. All the losses feel the same. You know, they felt the same when I was an amateur, and they feel the same now as a professional, even against the best guy. So, no, man, the burn still burns the same.
You talked about getting that belt. You were so close. How do you get back, Corey, to where you do get a title shot again?
I just got to beat these guys, and I got to beat them impressively, and I got to show that I'm one of the best guys in the world. You know, like when we were matchmaking for this fight, you know, I obviously wanted someone who was a little bit higher in the rankings because that's supposed to be how it works or whatever. But right now, I think it's just about winning, and against a guy like Song, I don't really feel like winning will just be enough for myself. You know, like I need to go out and like dismantle Song and make him look like he doesn't really belong. And that's going to be the goal.
Wow. So that's the approach. So you're not going in there and you're not going round by round and saying, okay, I got that one. And if I'm up, if I'm up a few rounds, I'm going to be careful. That's not the mindset at all, is it?
No. I think that that's a pretty bad mindset in a sport where it can end like this,
Yeah.
depending. Like, if football was that way, I bet you know, they wouldn't be taking knees at the end or whatever
Right. Look,
happens.
look at the Usman fight, right? I mean,
Yep.
1 minute left, right?
Yep. That's a great example too. So, no, man, like, I'm a pretty calm, demeanored guy who's, you know, a little bit quieter, blah blah blah. But like when I'm in there, I try to make myself as much of a savage as I can, and that goes from bell to bell, all 5 rounds.
Song is a good fighter. It's not enough, right? He's the guy is a great fighter. He's very talented. What do you have to be careful for? What are you concerned about, if anything, Corey? What do you see the fight actually looking like once you're in the octagon with
I
him?
mean, he's an athletic younger guy. He does a really good job of keeping track of the scoring piece and the kickboxing, which is important. A lot of his fights have been really close fights that he's squeaked away because he is pretty good at having that awareness in the fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, he hits hard. He's been knocking people out. But I think that that's what he's good at. I think that he's a lot younger and he hasn't been able to mold all of his skill sets into like one fluid piece,
Right.
like I'm discovering, you know, and yeah, I think that he's definitely dangerous. So I like that because I don't know if I would have woken up for this one if he wasn't a super dangerous guy. He's also beaten some really good guys too. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think Song's a good fighter, man, but uh, he's kind of young in his development of
Yeah.
his skill, and it makes it not super fluid. So I think that I can definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah. I think everyone would agree you're clearly further along. Uh, who did you want instead, Corey? Is there somebody that you really wanted but it didn't happen?
Kind of. I was asking for Cheeto after Cheeto won his
Mm.
fight. Font. I messaged my agent right away and was like, okay, well, he called out the top 5 guys, so that means me. Like, let's book it, you know. And
Yeah.
who I 100% thought that I was getting, and then I kept seeing on Instagram all of these matchups that were happening that didn't include me, you know. And
Yeah.
so I just figured I didn't really know what to figure, and then they called me and said it was going to be Song, and I said, okay, that works for me. You know, it's more about getting a win right now for
Right.
me than about having a giant dramatic fight. So
And maybe that one happens in the future because it would, as a fan speaking here, it'd be a lot of fun to watch that. So I'm sort of hoping that happens in the future, you know?
definitely, I mean, like I said, man, I was asking for it the
Yeah.
entire time. It didn't get booked, and he fought down in the rankings, so I don't really know what that's about, but it is what it is.